But the second point being, I've had over the years a number of people ask me, literally patients in a reception coming and asking
Mm,
about this problem, that problem, can you help? They said, oh, which one's better? Chiro, osteo, physio, and why it's
mm,
only those three that ever come up, but that's what
mm,
it is. And I say the same thing that would include everyone from sports therapists to naturopaths to whatever, you name it, right?
mm,
People who don't have any of those degrees, titles, and have just increased their knowledge over the years. I think all of these are just structures of learning. And in any one profession, physios included, despite my bias,
mm,
um, you will have good and bad professionals.
mm.
Every
Yeah,
person is different. Every
yeah.
clinician is different. So
Yeah.
I've seen, you know, osteopaths and chiropractors who haven't had training as heavily in things like rehabilitative exercise go on to become masters of that because they
Mm,
see the evidence base. They go, hey, this has got some really good merit for this and that problem. I should probably pick up my skills in that area.
mm,
It's tools, as we talked about earlier, having the tools, following the evidence base. I can
mm,
manipulate people. Occasionally, I will use those osteopathic chiropractic manipulation techniques of clicking bones. Um, it's a tool in my toolbox. I think it
mm,
has a place, it has a use. But yeah, I don't. I like the mantra of there is no one better profession,
mm,
just better professionals.
mm. Yeah. Yeah, that brings up something else that again I've experienced as a teacher. So I get people coming on my courses. They might be a massage therapist, they might be a personal trainer, they might be osteopath, they might be chiropractor, they might be physiotherapist, they might be medical doctor. And I've had all those on my courses. And what's really interesting is all of the physiotherapists, chiropractors, osteopaths have really strong anatomy knowledge, which is absolutely key to what we teach. The personal trainers come along with not great ability to design programs, but they pick it up very quickly because they're used to writing programs, right?
Hmm.
That you kind of have to turn almost what they've learned upside down, then they get it almost.
Hmm.
But then I find that the physiotherapists, chiropractors, and osteopaths they struggle more to pick up the exercise program design side of things,
Unless it's
which
three rounds of 10,
yeah,
which is, of course, the running joke. Every exercise the
yeah,
physio gives you is 3 by 10.
yeah,
Like, understand strength and conditioning principles, maybe.
yeah, yeah. That is a bit of a running joke. But what I've found is that some of the physios, chiropractors, and osteopaths I've taught at the Czech Institute go on to be phenomenal at their jobs. Like the background knowledge that they have just allows them to, really really become amazing practitioners. And and it really, uh, what's the right word? It really pleases me to see someone that I've helped get to that level as well, because I know that they're obviously out there helping lots of other people, which is why we're both in this game, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
moving on, what? Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, before you move on from that,
Mm,
I mean, it highlights something really interesting because people's expectations of what a physio learns in uni is kind of interesting. So if you ask most people, you'd probably expect a physio to know quite a lot about massage and quite a lot about exercise prescription.
mm,
But if you actually go and look at certainly when I was at uni, maybe this has changed since then, but if you looked at the actual curriculum, you'd be shocked at the
mm,
size of the teaching around those topics. The knowledge that I've picked up in strength and conditioning since qualifying, because of my interest in things like CrossFit and staying
mm,
fit and active myself, I'm understanding much more around principles of uh, explosive power generation, around development of muscle mass for strength-based activities versus endurance-based activities,
mm,
and tailoring the prescription of exercise we give to people to their specific situation. Because if you've got a front row forward coming in versus a gymnast,
mhm,
how you prescribe your exercise should vary dramatically for the same issue.
mm,
Patella tendon, for instance. Your front row forward has got a lot of strength related pushing motion, not a lot of elastic explosive power in a front row forwards.
Yeah.
And then your gymnast is all about rebounding. One needs to develop more plyometric capability
Mm.
and one needs more pure concentric strength.
Yeah.
And you need to treat those two issues that on paper look the same. It's patellar tendinopathy or itis or whichever ending you wish to choose for that algia. It- but the reason for them developing it and the sport they have to get back to are very different, and you need to tailor
Mm.
your exercise approach to that.